Welcome to the Freedom Culture. All right. Here at the Freedom Culture, I strive to provide information on the new financial system that we're coming across in the most simple way, simplistic language possible. Especially with the cryptocurrency world, I know it's a lot of new information and it could be overwhelming. It's hot, but yeah, so today I just want to touch on central bank digital currencies. Now, I'm sure I don't think there's enough content out there on how much of an impact this new policy, this new way of currency will be. It's real. It's the real deal. Central bank digital currencies, CBDC. You know, I made a video on this before, and but today I want to talk about it and why I feel safe. Hopefully, I could get some comments that could tell me, that could like challenge or give me some tips or whatever. But I'm gonna share my idea around central bank digital currency and the social credit system and that type of control. See, central bank digital currency is ultimately, you know, that's the spoiler alert. Inflation, interest rates, all of that is going to lead to the devaluation of the dollar.
What we're seeing today is a devaluation of all the paper currencies, including the US dollar. The dollar is relatively strong, but when you look at gold and its performance, and as you can see, it's gone up again this morning, you would expect that gold would be softer on the back of the increased interest rates, but we haven't got to real interest rates yet. And so gold is the ultimate measure of currency strength because it's one currency that politicians can't print.
What is called devaluation. If you want to buy a foreign car or take a trip abroad, market conditions may cause your dollar to buy slightly less. But if you are among the overwhelming majority of Americans who buy American-made products in America, your dollar will be worth just as much tomorrow as it is today. The effect of this action, in other words, will be to stabilize what is called devaluation.
The end game here is to have a cashless society and incentivize the CBDC. You know what I'm saying? Give that more incentives to own UBI, Universal Basic Income. You get, oh, it's gonna seem like a it thing.
You know my views on CBDCs, and you know that I have pushed that project. Fabio Panetta is working hard on that together with members in the entire Euro system, with a high-level task force that is working really hard on moving forward. But in a way, I'm really pleased that attention is now focused on the role that cryptos can play and the role that central bank digital currency can have when they are implemented.
Know who is using a 1,000 peso bill today. A key difference with the CBDC is that central bank will have absolute control on the rules and regulations that will determine the use of that expression of central bank liability. And also, we will have the technology to enforce that.
The greatest concentration of central banking power in history is really the bid they're aiming at. That's the central bank's goal. And, of course, digital accounts of dissenters and regime critics could be switched off. It'd be very difficult to even purchase necessities. So this is an Orwellian dystopia of total control, the end of any freedoms. That's really what central banks are aiming at. Several central banks have, like the Bank of England, already prepared their microchip implant, RFID chip, to be implanted under your skin. And why is the sudden discussion about universal basic income from all the grassroots and inverted commas movements and billionaires? Oh, universal basic income is the bribe for you to accept the microchip.
Bottom line is this: there'll be no cash. You'll have a bank account, but everything will be monitored, because the way, once they reset the system, it'll collapse all the other current less monitored systems, and there'll be one central system. And when they do that, then they can tie it to everything. They can tie it to a social credit score. They can tie it to, they decide that, the U.S. doesn't need to eat as much red meat as it wants to, so they'll restrict. It just becomes a social engineering tool, the ultimate control freak gizmo. I mean, this is really about people who like to control others, and that's the bottom line.
Anything digital is control. Everything digital is control. There's some crypto, some privacy coins out there that I kind of support, but at the end of the day, not all the way, because I feel anything digital could be interrupted, so the best thing is gold. And then there's this argument going on in the financial world, in the finance sector, talking about Bitcoin or gold. I made a video about that before too, and I really feel like that argument is retarded, for lack of better terms. Like, it is stupid, like gold is real money. But anyways, how I feel safe when it comes to central bank digital currencies and the social credit system that's shows high potential on being applied. I mean, it's already going on in China, and our things over here happens to follow China a lot. You see what's going on in China, so with the social credit system, you're pretty much going to be, you see what's going on in Canada, what happened in Canada. So anyways, anything that I could imagine that doesn't agree with the narrative that's being pushed, which is communistic as hell, So anything that you do that doesn't seem favorable, if you put some tweets out, freedom of speech is out the window. Elon Musk not being able to purchase Twitter, all of these things are connected. All of these things paint a horrible picture. Why I feel like I'm protecting myself is investing in cryptocurrency, investing in ISO 222 coins, which is going to be pretty much the plumbing for the whole world, one world currency. You know what I'm saying? That they're using. This is software. This is like software protocols for the fourth industrial revolution. This is what they need. So this is why it's going to increase in value so much.
When people communicate, they often get confused and end up misunderstanding each other. Take the word football, for instance. It might mean one thing to an American and something entirely different to a Brit. Well, it's no different in the business world, where the stakes are way higher. Here, a simple misunderstanding can lead to disastrous consequences. So how do you improve communication, make sense of different meanings, standards, and formats, and get everyone in the financial sector on the same page? Easy, by using ISO 20022, the international standard that's designed to simplify global business communication. You see, ISO 20022 solves communication confusion. How? Well, it offers a global dictionary of common language that everyone can understand, so information can be processed and exchanged worldwide, clearly and consistently, making it easier than ever to communicate financial information between people and systems. What's more, ISO 20022 is a free and open standard, which means that anyone, anywhere can add their 2 cents to the dictionary to help write and build solid business standards right across the globe. Not only does ISO 20022 streamline communication for payments, securities, funds, foreign exchange trading, and credit card sectors, it also reduces risk, big time. ISO 20022, because common understanding leads to effective communication and makes doing business a whole lot easier.
Ukraine, Russia, China, and India, the BRICS nation, the United Nations. One common denominator is the ISO 222 coins. The threat was issued to Russia to cut them off the SWIFT payment system, the SWIFT global payment system. But that idea was dropped fast because they realized if they drop SWIFT, they'll just go to other alternatives. Other ideas like their own SPFS, which stands for System for Transfer of Financial Messages. China has even made their own alternative to SWIFT called the CIPS, Cross-Border International Payment Systems.
The shit's chess, it ain't checkers.
In order to make these payment messaging systems more sufficient, they'll need better technology, blockchain technology. That's when ISO is a go. Russia is adopting the ISO 222 messaging standard. China leads the way in adoption of the ISO 222 for payments. SWIFT is even joining the ISO 222 program. So it's going to change the way you send cross-border payments and reporting instructions. It's like, this is the program. You better get down or lay down. I like to say build or get built on. So I checked into this congressional document, the International Financial Messaging Systems. It says here ISO 222 is not a uniform standard, but is what the ISO considers a recipe for financial institutions and systems to follow when developing messaging standards. A number of domestic and international payment systems have adopted or are in the process of adopting ISO 222, including SWIFT, China, CIPS, Russia, SPFS, and Ripple. Come on, bro. It's a messaging system. Like, when money goes around, messages goes around to like confirm things. So, you know, you got XRP, which is for cross-border payments, because XRP is currently in Congress right now to, you know, be confirmed if it's a security or a currency. The rest of the world knows and uses it as, recognizes it as a currency. We got XLM. XLM is going to be for peer-to-peer financing. So that's pretty much going to be like the MoneyGrams. They have partnerships with MoneyGrams, and it's going to be for peer-to-peer, like people like us. We got Algorand. Algorand is a very clean and compliant cryptocurrency that's it started in Boston. It operates in Boston at the MIT institution, and it's clean, it's compliant, and it's amazing to me. I'm a big fan of Algo. And then we have, what else? XDC. XDC is going to be for smart contracts, and we got IOTA, which is going to be for transactions between devices. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't know, you might want to throw HBAR in there. HBAR is going to be for in the commercial space, for them to enter into the blockchain. It's more private it's not, oh, phone's getting hot. But yeah, so HBAR is more private for commercial businesses. They operate by patents. So pretty much like Microsoft has a patent with Hedera Hashgraph. T-Mobile has a patent with Hedera Hashgraph. Large companies have patents with Hedera Hashgraph. And Quant is going to be like the thing that connects all of these blockchains together. Now, HBAR and Quant aren't mentioned in the ISO 222 crypto list, but however, it's definitely going to be usable. So I'm getting these cryptos for the low now, and once it appreciates in value, I'm getting these cryptos and I'm putting it on my hardware wallet. You know, my hardware wallet. It's not going to be online. It's not even going to be on the software wallets. It's going to be on my hardware wallet that's going to operate offline, you know. So that protects me from any kind of whatever chaos, cyber attack or whatever, you know. And once these central bank digital currency situations once it happens or whatever, I could pretty much transfer what's on the value off of my hardware wallet and convert it into a CBDC if I have to, and for expenses, you know. So I believe the CBDC is the USDC because of its partnerships with BlackRock and Goldman Sachs. As I've been doing my research, it's kind of hard not to confuse the USDC with the CBDC. Reason being is because Circle is the fintech company of Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs is one of the most largest banks. And for some reason, former Goldman Sachs employees always ends up with jobs at the Federal Reserve. This made them earn the nickname Government Sachs. And as of April 13th, BlackRock, the company that pretty much owns the world, has become the primary asset manager of USDC cash reserves. So USDC is issued by Center, which is backed by Goldman Sachs, and managed by BlackRock, which is connected to the Federal Reserve, which is a central bank. And Center even once frozen Ethereum wallets holding 100,000 USDC. So that's centrally issued, centrally controlled. Reminds me a lot of that CBDC. Pretty much, to give you a picture, CBDC, the only way you can purchase things is through CBDC, you know. So I have the value that's on my hardware wallet. I could transfer that and convert it into CBDC to buy whatever. Now this is when you're in when you're in the game already, in the cryptocurrency game already. Now there's only a small percentage of the planet that's in the game. I know it's popular and stuff like that, but a lot of people aren't really doing it. So It's actually a small percentage of the whole world population that's owns some cryptocurrency. So if you're already in the game, which I advise to now, it doesn't cost much. If you own 1,000 XRP, which is at the current price of XRP right now is about 35 cents. You own 1,000 XRP, and the price goes up to 50, which is easy. You get 50 grand right there, you know? So if you're already in this space, in this cryptocurrency space, then you can possibly do that. But a lot of people aren't in this cryptocurrency space, and once regulation comes around, it's going to be harder and harder and harder to you're not going to have this access like that to these certain cryptos. So that's my idea, getting the value from my cryptos that's on my hardware wallet, and converting it to whatever CBDC that I would need to make purchases in case I get like blacklisted from some type of social credit system. And also I'm investing in gold. Gold. I'm taking percentages off of my profit, and I'm buying gold. Gold is sovereignty. Gold is God's money. Gold is stardust. You can't make this shit up, you know? So that's real scarcity, you know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to put out a quick video real quick and touch on the subject. CBDCs is a serious issue. Just imagine, there's no bigger control other than financial control. What you gonna do? How you gonna operate? You know what I'm saying? Madness. So, you know, they're gonna give out some free money in a little bit. UBIs all over the place, new stimulants and all that shit. I believe it's gonna happen in November. But yeah, I gotta hurry up and do what I gotta do. So peace, love, respect, do the research, and take care of yourself. Alright? One.